Okie dokie. So we got this recording. We're going to go ahead and take care of Monday, May the 3rd assignments. We're going to go over them together, make sure that everybody knows what to do. We're going to start here on Google Classroom. On the stream, it says assignments for Monday, May 3rd. I am not going to read that out loud to you. That is something that you have already heard me say for several days in a row. The difference is this. I told you that you had until Friday at midnight to get those things turned in. I graded everything Sunday. There were still a lot of missing assignments. So what I am doing is I am allowing full credit today as well. So if you need to go back and you need to turn in any assignments on Google Classroom, you need to do that. When you go to your classwork tab, you can click on something that says view my work. And you can also go and look at your grades, because if you didn't turn something in, there's a 0 on it. And you're going to want to go back and resubmit that. And I will change that grade once you turn it in. But I think some of you needed to understand that, you know, those grades really do matter. Those grades will go into iNow, but I will not put them into iNow until tomorrow. So you need to make sure that you've turned everything in. If you have a 0 on anything, you need to take care of it. See, it says right here, this is the mercy and grace clause. All right. All of those things were due by midnight tonight. That was for Friday, but I'm extending your grace period. Again, you have until midnight tonight to get these things turned in. After today, the best grade that you can make on any of those past due assignments is going to be a 70. All right, if we look at classwork, this was your video from Thursday instructions. This was your Friday instructions of last week, and I'm currently shooting your Monday instructions. So those will be up here later in the day. Your check-in form, make sure that you always do the check-in form so that I know you're getting on your computer and taking care of business. We have new reflections this week. We start with reflection 26, 27, 28, 29, 30. If you want to do them all today, you can. If you want to just make sure that they're done by Friday, well, you need to do reflection 26 about arguments today. Remember that you can actually go and see the instructions. Mine looks a little bit different than yours. You're going to want to click on your little picture right here. Today's is, you don't have to attend every argument you are invited to. Ooh, I like that one. Okay, so again, what you're going to do, and for my English language learners, it is right here. The whole assignment is in Spanish for you as well. And there are plenty of instructions to tell you how to do these. I'm going to start grading your reflections quite a bit harder than I have before. I'm going to look for more detail. So you are going to want to make sure that you do a good job on those and keep up. All right, so your reflection then for each day this week. The Cyber Patriot assignments. These Unit 0 assignments were due on Friday of last week. If you did not finish them, you need to do so. A lot of you did the cyber ethics quiz right here, but you just didn't bother to turn it in. So you're going to need to go and check that grade. If you got a 0 on it, that means you didn't turn it in. It doesn't necessarily mean you didn't do it. You just didn't turn it in. And until you turn it in, I can't put the grade there. So you need to take care of that. Today's assignment is going to be this one right here. Also, if you got a 0 on the cell phone policy acknowledgement, you need to make sure that you turn that in. And if you don't have your computer, ask someone next to you if you can turn it in on theirs. And then that way the electronic form is taken care of. If you have a 70 for a grade, that means you signed this piece of paper right here. And so I put those grades in as a 70, but I need the electronic form as well. The past due assignments right here, remember to click view more so that you can see them. The past due assignments, you need to make sure that all of those things are turned in. Now, yours are probably going to be all grayed out right now because I put grades on everything. but you need to check that grade. And if you got a 0 on it, that means you didn't turn it in and you need to do so. So before we move on to today's actual work, which is going to be right here, are there any questions about the past due stuff or grades? If you have questions because you're in another class period later on, just send me a message and I will address those concerns. You can actually message me on the assignment. Like if you have an assignment that has a 0 on it. Okay, hold on. It paused that. Okay. If you have an assignment that has a 0 on it, you can go to that assignment and you can type a comment on it and resubmit it to me and I'll see your comment. So we can work that issue out. But like I said, a lot of these you did, you just didn't turn them in. I need you to turn them in so I can grade them because grades will go in iNow tomorrow. All right, so today's assignment right here is this Unit 1, Intro to Cyber Patriot and Cybersecurity. It says, read the text and take notes on a Google Doc, which means you're going to need to go to that assignment, view it, and create your Google Doc so that you can copy and paste, or you can type it in. It doesn't matter. And then you're going to have to turn this in. It says, make sure you list the 3 reasons that cybersecurity is important. You're going to see them in the presentation. They are given to you in the document. I will point them out to you. You can open this document right here and you can see the information on it so that you can take care of either copying and pasting or retyping or writing it in your composition book, whatever you have to do. But if you are using paper today, make sure that you take pictures of it and upload it to Google Classroom later on. Now, I already have this document open here, so this is where we're going to go to begin today. We are on Unit 1, Intro to Cyber Patriot and Cybersecurity. The first section is the Intro to Cyber Patriot, or what it is. This is associated with the Air Force and the Cyber Patriot. It's a national youth cyber education program, but it also involves competitions and camps and things like that. So I'm just going to tell you a little bit about it. It would have been nice to have this information a little bit earlier. I still don't think we would have had enough time to compete. But if you continue in the cybersecurity classes, I feel pretty confident that you're going to get to compete on the high school level. There could be scholarships involved. I don't know everything about it. I'm just going to give you just kind of a capsule summary of it. It says Cyber Patriot is the National Youth Education Program. They have cyber camps, an elementary school initiative, National Youth Cyber Defense Competition. That's the one that I'm pretty sure they're going to give me some more training on that this summer, so I'm really looking forward to that. What Cyber Patriot is not, and cybersecurity is not, it is not hacker training. I get that question all the time. When are you going to teach us how to hack computers? I'm not going to teach you how to hack computers. That's something that you will learn later on if you decide you want to be an ethical hacker. And it is not hacker training. In Cyber Patriot, it says offensive behavior is not tolerated. So they are not teaching you hacking. It is a fun way to learn skills that will be useful in the future: technical, teamwork, and critical thinking. All right, when you ask 21st century employers what they want from their employees, what they have asked us to do as educators, they want you to have technical skills, obviously, because you need to understand technology. They want you to know how to work on a team or collaborate. They need you to work with other people. You have to be able to get along and work with other people. Sometimes those people may not even be in the same room or the same country as you, but you have to learn how to collaborate. And the other thing they ask for is critical thinking or problem-solving skills. You know how sometimes you come up to me and say, I don't have a charger, and I'm like, don't bring me a problem, bring me a solution. What do you need to do? Well, maybe you need to charge it overnight. I wish I had chargers that I could let you use in the room, but I don't. I don't have any of those. I will see what I can do about getting some. But, you know, if if you come to me with a solution rather than a problem, if you say, my computer is not charged, and it won't work. When I get home, I'll plug it in and I'll turn in my assignment. Is that all right with you? That's a solution, not a problem. You're critically thinking and you're solving a problem. So that is what I would like to see from you. And that's what employers need to see. But employers aren't going to be happy with my computer's not charged. You're going to have to take your charger to work. There is a video on this part of the presentation. We're not going to do it on this recording. You can actually go watch the video later on your own time when you get ready to, if you choose to. It's not part of what you're going to be graded on or what you have to know, but it may be something you're interested in. All right, now we're going to talk about an intro to cybersecurity. This is where you need to make sure that you are taking notes. What is cybersecurity? It says, and this is a great definition, all the tools we use and actions we take to keep computers, networks, and information safe and available for those who need it and unavailable for those who should not have it. There are certain kinds of information that people should not have, and it has to be protected, like your personal information. You don't want that out there for everybody to get and steal your identity or get into your business. All right, there's some information that has to be protected. There's information that we need to protect that protects our country, that protects our health, that protects our health information, that protects your banking and things like that. So this is a great definition. You make sure you either copy or paste it or type it into your notes. It says that means protecting hardware and data from everything from hacktivists to earthquakes. You have hackers out there that try to get into information and exploit it. You can have natural disasters that can ruin your information. That's why, for me, I think you should always have 2 additional backups to what you have on your laptop. You should have a flash drive and you should have some other kind of drive somewhere else, like a Google Drive or something where you keep things. That way you have 2 extra copies of everything. That gives you 3. That way, if something happens to one, you can get your information back from another source. All right, why is cybersecurity important? It gives you 3 reasons in this. Reason number 1 is on this slide. It talks about all the things that rely on computers: banks, factories, schools, airlines, and railroads. They have to have these things right here to keep people from, keep airplanes, and trains from running into each other. Cybersecurity does that. It charts their routes and it makes sure that nobody's going to run into anyone. Stores, police and fire departments to keep you safe, military and government systems to keep you safe, doctor's offices that protect your health information, banks rely on them. You want your banking protected so that you don't have somebody going in and stealing the money out of your account. So the first answer is, reason number 1, cybersecurity isn't just about protecting computers. Almost everything relies on or could be affected by a computer. There's not any job that you are going to have that will not in some way depend on a computer. That is just the society that we have become. It may be nothing more than your client list or your advertising or your social media to advertise your business, keeping your books, you doing your taxes. It could be anything like that. And, we have to have those cybersecurity measures in place to protect your computer, protect your business, and to protect others. So remember, this is reason number 1, right down here in purple. So you're going to want to make sure that goes in your notes. Reason number 2 says people make mistakes. Cybersecurity is often about protecting organizations and individuals from themselves. People do dumb things sometimes. Sometimes we forget about safety and, oh, this is interesting. Let's see what's on it. For example, in 2006, 26.5 million veterans' personal information is compromised after the theft of a Veteran Affairs employee's laptop. All they did was steal his laptop, but he had all the VA records on an unsecure drive. So their personal information was compromised. Whether they did anything with it or not doesn't matter. They had access to it. In 2009, Coca-Cola executive a link in a spoof email. He clicked one link in an email and allowed attackers to steal confidential files on a $2.4 billion business deal with a Chinese juice company. All right. In 2011, DHS plants USB drives and CDs outside of government and government contractor buildings. The majority are picked up by employees and inserted directly into their organization's computers. Okay, so they put all these USB drives and CDs, just tossed them around, and people picked them up, took them in, and inserted them into their computers to see what was on them. They were curious. They wanted to know. But they could have had any number of malware, viruses, worms, anything like that on them that could have gotten in and compromised secure information. And this right here is reason number 2. People make mistakes. Cybersecurity is often about protecting organizations and individuals from themselves. All right, reason number 3. All right, this is a specific case that tells you a little bit about why it's important. It says RSA Security Services. This is a security firm that sells secure ID. Lockheed Martin is a $46 billion defense contractor that uses secure ID. So what happens? Attackers infiltrate RSA's network through malware deployed in spoof emails that only takes one person to click on it, sent to the company's employees. Criminals capture the algorithms used to generate Lockheed Martin's random secure ID passwords. So they find out how they can generate their passwords. They launch an attack on Lockheed's network using the algorithms they stole from RSA Security. All right, so they changed everybody's password. Luckily, Lockheed's security team is able to thwart the attack. Their system let them know something was going on, so all those passwords didn't get changed. Remember the case about Terry, I can't think of his last name, where he had the password for all of the city's cybersecurity network. He controlled their work. He controlled their email. He also controlled their payroll, so people couldn't get paid. And remember, that was one of the things that he was arrested for, was he interfered with people's ability to work by crippling the system. So the third reason right here that cybersecurity is important, it says we are all connected. A weakness in one system can be exploited, and that word exploited means taken advantage of by attackers to target another system. So they can take what they learn in one system and use it in another one. And then it affects everyone. Again, we're all connected. You need to make sure that those 3 reasons right here, there's one on this slide right here. It isn't just about protecting computers. Then right here, people make mistakes, and then it's about protecting organizations and individuals from themselves. And thirdly, we're all connected, because a weakness in one system can be exploited by attackers to target another system. Those are the 3 main things that you need to make sure that you have under why is cybersecurity important. There are lots of companies out there that want people trained in cybersecurity. Any of these companies right here could have any number of jobs. And just looking at the statistics here and the notes that they put down here, it says nearly every organization needs cybersecurity professionals. 300,000 plus, more than 300,000 new information technology jobs were created in 2013. And we're in 2021. Think about the number of jobs and how they've grown. Average salary for computer jobs in 2013 was about $89,000, while cybersecurity specific jobs were $100,000. That was 8 years ago. Think about those jobs and how that they have increased, and salary and competition for those jobs has increased. Different types of career opportunities that you could have to do these kinds of jobs. Cyber workers, employees that maintain day-to-day security and strengthen their organization's protection. Defenders, government or contractor employees that it protect American networks and information from attacks. We need our information protected. We have people that are working in other countries or working around the country that need to not have. I don't know, any of you watch NCIS, there's a lot of times that their computer gets hacked because they're trying to find out who's working undercover, trying to protect us. All right. So we have to have cyber defenders. Cyber sleuths, professionals that watch for espionage, that's spying, and insider threats. And that espionage is not just within nations, that could be within businesses. And insider threats and perform digital forensics for law enforcement. They help solve crimes. They help follow the money sometimes to find out, where something is happening. And then cyber leaders are industry veterans that decide company security policies, train new employees, and conduct research and development. We have new threats that are identified probably on a daily basis, different types of threats, people are smart. They find ways to get around systems. And these cyber leaders have to be prepared to watch for these different ways, and they have to come up with a way to combat them and make sure that people are not allowed to get into other people's information and to compromise those types of things. All right. Again, this slide or this whole presentation right here is available for you right here, where you can copy and paste. You can type those things in. Before I stop recording the meeting, do you feel like there's anything that I need to cover better with you? Do you have a question? Do you feel like you understand what you need to do? Melissa?
Oh, no.
Do you feel confident that you know what to do?
Yes.
And you understand make sure that you have those 3 reasons, because that's going to be really important for Unit 1 information, okay?
Okay.
All right. I'm going to go ahead and stop recording. Go ahead and stay on the video. Well, not the video, but go ahead and stay on the Meet for just a second, but I'm going to stop recording.